All right, guys, good morning. Day number 4 at Monterey, right? Yeah, day number 4. Me and Mario are tired. We're ready to get back to Southern California. Kind of,
the weather sucks.
It's cold, and I only had one jacket. All my clothes are dirty. We need to do laundry. We're getting out of here. But today is Pebble Beach. It's a Concours d'Elegance. Way too fancy for us. Like, it's just kind of out of our league. So I thought it'd be really awesome to give these passes to Damon so he can go and crash the fancy party. Because, well, Damon's good at that. So I'm gonna write him a note. What should I say? I don't know. Okay. I don't know what to say. Like, enjoy being Damon?
Thought you might like these.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've actually attempted to call them twice.
They're still sleeping.
And they're definitely still sleeping. Okay, I'm just gonna put these in here. So I just said enjoy the party, crash it hard. Got that Damon. He does that good.
He's getting a ticket. Get it?
That's hilarious. Okay, name in here is a ticket.
Put CHP.
That was really a bad place to write the word ticket because the passes are right there.
It almost looked like you didn't even spell ticket right.
I know, because of it looks like an E. His windshield's all cracked up. Look at that. Jeez.
Oh well. Time to get going?
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're headed back to Southern California. We're gonna take PCH because it's the right thing to do.
Nice. And this is how you guys fit 2 bags in a suitcase in the passenger seat of an Aventador.
Hi, officer.
Hi there.
Here you go. I saw you, man. I right when I passed you, I knew I was getting pulled over.
Okay.
I apologize.
Can I get the registration and insurance, please? Go ahead, pull it up for me.
Here's my insurance right here. First casualty of the trip. Being very respectful, though. All right.
You are.
Very respectful. Okay.
Where are you coming from right now?
Monterey.
Okay. Is that the Concours d'Elegance?
Yeah, we just left. Well, 2.5 hours, 3 hours ago. More than that, probably.
Let's make it 5.
It's been a while. We drove the PCH road, so it was like...
Is that open now?
Yeah. There's parts of it that have like a stoplight, like where you have to wait for the other side to go on one single lane.
Right where it's full lane now.
Yeah, but it was nice. It's my first time going to Monterey, so it was pretty nice.
Absolutely beautiful roadway.
Yeah. It's kind of dangerous though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's some parts that they don't have like barriers, and I was kind of surprised about that.
I don't know if you watch the news at all, but there's been several people that just drive off and they're staring at the view, and then the road.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't imagine. There's no barrier around like the biggest cliffs.
Yeah.
He's absolutely by far the coolest motorcycle cop. Like, super chill, super respectful, just very nice. Just wants to give me a ticket for probably everything. Usually the guys that are very nice, they give you the most tickets. Okay, Monterey Car Week is finally over for us. This morning we didn't want to do Concours d'Elegance because, well, we were like old card out. So we hooked Damon up with those passes, and me and Mario left. So we drove back from Monterey down to Studio City, where we always stay at the Sheraton Universal. And it was, how can I say, 9-hour drive? Yeah. Sunday after Monterey Car Week is not the time you want to leave. And then we knew that going into it, but I just didn't expect a 4-hour drive turn into a 9-hour drive. Plus, we, unfortunately got a ticket on the way over here. Thank the world that we did not get arrested, which is wonderful. But I am definitely ready to get rid of the Aventador. The Aventador has been
a trooper.
It's been a trooper.
Seriously.
But it could use a bath. It could use a go home. So we called Darren from the office, and he brought us my beautiful S63. I cannot tell you how amazing this looks right now after being in this car for 9 hours.
I get to finally stretch my legs.
Oh, geez. So we're gonna head up into the hotel room. We're gonna clean up. My wife is flying in with Carly. We're gonna pick him up, go to dinner. Mario wants to hit some shopping on Fairfax, fanciness stuff. And
I'm gonna teach you guys.
We'll check back to a vlog near you. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't vlog yesterday, but I haven't seen my daughter in 5 days, and it was just a time that I really wanted to spend. I mean, after I got that first hug, I didn't care about the camera anymore. So to this morning, we are here in Camarillo, California, right? So yesterday we drove down from Monterey. We had a great car week. It was phenomenal. Okay, but I want to get going with the Ragnarok build. I'm actually more inspired than ever because I met so many interesting people. I saw so many cars, and I cannot wait to share with you all these updates. The Ragnarok project is going to go freaking insane now. We're actually going to head to Italy in November. That's a small hint of what we're going to do. But today we're back at Triton Engineering. We've got a couple of stops to do today for you guys to see some of the progress that we're on right now. We're gonna walk in and talk to Igor about the finalized design for the chassis, and then we're gonna head over and see the cars laser cut. Okay, you have no idea how ready I am for this. So when we were in Monterey, it was pretty crazy to see, like, there was a SSC car called the Tutura that was like the new sickest car out for the engine that they printed. There was the new Hennessy F5, all these like one-off supercar builds that was pretty epic. Now, we never intended for this to be a production car, but like after Monterey week, like I'm down, like I'm super ready, So the chassis looks a lot different than last time I was here.
We made a lot of progress since the last time you were here. We got all these box frame rails, a lot of triangulation. Just basically a lot of work in here to be able to withstand all the power and torque this engine's going to put out in this little chassis.
So like when you see, yeah, that's exactly what I want to see. So from right here, this is where like the control arms are going to start to mount? That's
where the control arms mount. Obviously this is where the stock chassis pickup points are. And then we added some more tubes into the stock existing roll cage just to, again, triangulate, get more, make the chassis more rigid.
So basically from here to here, I mean, that's going to give us so much stability. I mean, the Alpha already had that kind of standard like area where it mounted there. But I mean, if you just, I'm going to go show you guys the Alpha in a second, because when you look at this compared to that, you can definitely see the difference. The other thing I wanted to know is right here, so up here on this, I guess we're going to technically keep this right here. I mean, that might change within the design of the car because we haven't really got to the design of the body yet. So this piece right here might get a little bit adjusted or whatnot, but these rails here, right? Those are, I saw those actually on the Hennessy Venom. Now, what are those for?
That's just to basically make the chassis more rigid, tie the bottom portion of the chassis into the top, and just make it one.
Because like when we like drive, like the chassis with all that power. Now, a lot of really high powered cars don't get traction, so like the rigidity is not as usable. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like if you get traction, then it really matters, right?
You'll basically you'll have to worry more about the suspension, or I should say the suspension will be able to do its job and not have to rely on the chassis being, you know, flexing and stuff like that. You'll just have a much more rigid, more accurate feeling of the car.
So like these parts right here, the squared up parts, what are those made out of?
This is all 4130 chromoly. It's all going to be CNC cut, CNC formed.
So is that strong? Like, can you compare it to something else though?
It's twice as strong as the stock chassis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
we're good. Twice as strong. That's all we need to know. So bigger, stronger, and more beautiful. That's it, right there. Okay. So what else is left on this rear end design? Because I know you've got the wheels out here. Now the wheelbase is similar to, let's say, like a larger hypercar, like a LaFerrari or an Enzo. Now I've noticed that the front wheels, right, are bigger, you know, so we've got that, and the rear wheels are bigger on the car, obviously, than the Alfa, but they're spaced farther. So we're moving the front wheels forward, right?
Exactly. We're stretching the car, making it a little bit longer, a little bit wider, just for more stability. This car is going to have, you know, a lot higher top speed than the stock engine that was in there. So we're kind of accommodating to all that. And
it's also going to be a lot lower, right? Because I mean, when you see the Alfa sit on the wheels before we took them off, I mean, it was kind of like this high off the ground. I mean,
right.
when you came to Vegas and saw the Lotus, it was like on the floor, right? And so with your suspension setup, we're definitely going to have a lower stance, correct?
With this suspension, we're going to have coilovers on all four corners, so that's going to give us adjustable ride height. So we can go, you know, set it super low for the track days, a little bit higher for city driving. So it's going to be it's going to be adjustable for the driver. Yeah.
So how long do you think it's going to be before we get our suspension and our A-arms and all that kind of stuff on the design here?
You guys are going to be all the plate work and the chassis work is all getting cut today.
Yeah, so we're actually going to head down there after we leave here. We're going to go watch this these parts, right here.
The plate work and the tube work, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go to the laser cutter and we're going to go like actually watch them cutting the shit out.
And then, so once we lock down exactly what wheelbase track width we want, then we can, after that, we can start basically tying it in with the suspension parts.
So I know you guys didn't get to see a ton of action at Igor's place today, but we're headed down to El Monte, California, where they're laser cutting the frame rails in the back right now. So we're gonna get to see that, and then Igor's gonna weld those, and next step is gonna be suspension and turbo kit. I'm immensely pumped about this, and I cannot wait for the next 2 weeks to show what this is gonna start to look like. So we made it here to El Monte, California, where we're at Cal West Manufacturing with the owner, Aaron Rifkin. And he's gonna kind of let us know a little bit about what the process is on cutting out the rear subframe of the Ragnarok. But it's really hard for me to understand this, so he went through for 30 minutes and explained all these machines and all this stuff. I'm not gonna have him do the same thing with you guys, but he's gonna give you the basic ABC so you can see what the process is here.
Cool. So pretty much what we're doing here is we're taking a 3D model that someone will design on SolidWorks or any of the programs that create a 3D platform, and we're flat patterning the parts and we're making them into a nest. So that nest is something that we lay out on these sheets to make them fit for when we're cutting them, and we'll be able to make it so that, you know, we're using as much material as possible and be able to process on the laser. So one of the first steps is once we have flat patterns, we could take it to the computer, nest it out, create a program for it, and we upload it here on the machine. So the machine will upload the program. First it starts with etching. Right now it's etching bend lines and bend angles or any part numbers that the customer requests on it. And then the next step is it'll start cutting it.
If you look at this machine, it has that laser is a what kind of laser? It's a CO2 laser. So like the same thing in a CO2 gun?
No.
Like it's a gas laser?
It's
gas laser, got it.
Yeah, so it's generating a beam from a gas reaction.
So we're using chromoly steel for the subframe, which is like, I don't know the scientific, how much stronger it is from like the pot metal that is coming on a standard chassis from an Alfa Romeo. As soon as it cuts a couple of pieces out, I'll kind of show you guys the difference to compare what we're using and what like a regular metal looks like raw. I wanted to show you guys what we're cutting, right? This is the little bottom piece to the Alfa that goes to the bottom part of the frame. This is chromoly steel, which is, I've been told, is one of the strongest metals that we can put for the frame of the car. And I mean, look at how perfect it is. It's cut, it's beautiful, it's exactly what it needs to be. So basically Igor's gonna insert the pin right there, one of those pieces, and weld around it, and that's gonna become a full-blown frame by Friday of this week. So we'll check back in with that update very soon. Okay guys, sorry to cut to dinner, but when we were at the facility, when all that metal was getting printed, they started to print some other stuff on another machine and it was too loud to film there. So we decided to leave and come down to the coast. I have a meeting tomorrow with one of the hotels down here for a second royalty location, gonna be opening up in California, specifically in Newport Beach. So I wanted to sum up a couple of things that we were doing. You know, the frame is getting cut, which has been done. They're gonna weld it this week, which we'll show you guys as well. And from then on there, the engine will be mounted to the chassis. The next step from there is gonna be to make and create the suspension A-arms, to get the track width set, to get the wheel diameter set. And right now, I'm gonna send down a set of wheels from Las Vegas to Igor so he can match the diameter of those. Once that's ready, the car will literally be sitting like and ready to go. So we'll plumb the car and, you know, we'll do a couple of tidiness things and get the car to where we can drive it around and move it and kind of test it. Then comes a design. I've already got sketches of the body work, but we've got to take that body work to the actual production level. So we're going to create a 3D mold of what I've designed, and that's going to be in Italy. So the next step after that engine is there, probably in 2 more episodes, we're flying to Italy and we're going to have the mold created for the Ragnarok. It's going to be pretty exciting, so stay tuned and get ready for a real production Ragnarok build to begin.